Well, good evening. It has been some time since I posted a video, so I thought I'd take an opportunity to post a video of my newest acquisition. In fact, this past week I acquired three of these what I call wooden model box sets. One was a Radiola 3, a Crosley 50, and this one here a Crosley 51. Now this is from 1924. Of course, it is a battery set. It employs two 01A tubes. We'll lift the top and peek inside. You can see the two tubes, the grid leak, and the tuning capacitor is just to the left, but you really can't see it. It's underneath the grid leak. And it's not a capacitor as we know it to be. It's actually what they call a book capacitor. Crosley was notorious for that style of capacitor. Now, this set does employ regeneration, which we've discussed it numerous times in the past. It is certainly a marvel, so to speak. It works very, very well. Let's take a look at the front panel. To the upper left, we have our antenna. The bottom left, we have our ground connection. Here is our tuning knob. Here is our regeneration control. One pulls that in and out to control regeneration. And here is your what's called your antenna tap switch. It helps with tuning upper and lower parts of the band. On-off filament control. And here is your battery connections and speaker connections. Now bear in mind, this set is designed for headphone operation, but it actually will in fact drive a horn speaker. As you see, I have it connected to my UZ1320. It is a surprisingly rather good performer for a two-tube set. This evening I decided I'd play a little bit and do some DXing with it. And just to give you an idea, those of you that are following my videos, or I've mentioned it numerous times, but I live in Shreveport, Louisiana. And this particular evening I was listening to Nashville, of course, WSM out of Nashville. And it's about 570 miles away. I was listening to WPAB, or BAP, excuse me, in Dallas. No great marvel, that's about 200 miles away. The further stations I had reached were, I was listening to WHO out of Des Moines, Iowa, and that's 739 miles away. And also as well, I was listening to Sports Radio 670 out of Chicago, and that's 870 miles away. So don't just because it has two tubes, don't cut it short. It's actually a surprisingly good performer. Now bear in mind, these stations that were in Chicago and Des Moines did fade in and out, but I was certainly listenable to them for the majority of the time. With that said, let's go ahead and turn the set on. We'll turn our volume pot up.
What are you talking about, the Browns? No.
Of course, there's a local station. It's a local talk radio station. As you see, it drives the horn speaker quite well. Plenty of volume. And we'll tune across the band here and see what we could pick up. We'll pull the regen out just a little bit. And as, I don't know if you could hear it, but there's stations all across the dial. Some are stronger than others, but there's a plethora of stations coming across the dial. Here's another local station, actually. Whoops. Once again, ample volume to drive a horn speaker, and considering it's just two tubes, that's I think quite remarkable. Well, for those of you that are into the early sets, and certainly Crosley was around for a long period of time, I recommend getting a Crosley 51. It is truly a fun set to play with, a fun set to DX with, and it's going to be a welcome addition to my collection. Anyway, with that said, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you found it enjoyable, and until next time.